I just got done watching a bear do cocaine in Cocaine Bear. Yes, I just got done watching this based on a true story, not really factual whatsoever. Horror, slasher, comedy, throwing back to the 80s. This movie is exactly what you expect from the title and the trailer, because it's about an oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens who converge in a Georgia forest where a 500-pound black bear goes on a murderous rampage after ingesting a ton of cocaine. I was going to say the F word, but let's not try to get demonetized today. So with that said, my name is Zach. Thank you so much for clicking on this. This is my movie review for Cocaine Bear. I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section, so leave them down there. Hit that like and subscribe button for movie content on a daily basis. And of course, other than that, let's get into this review. With every review, I like starting to talk about the pros. And with that, this is going to be a kind of a quick one, because I don't really have much to say when it comes down to a movie like this. You're either going to be on its wavelength, or you're not going to be at all. Or maybe you'll kind of feel like me, where I'm kind of in the middle. There is a lot of fun to be had in here, and that's where I want to, again, start with my pros, because the star of this is the bear. Every time the bear is murdering someone, or is acting cute, or is ingesting and snorting cocaine, this is one of the most highly entertaining things that I've seen in quite a while. The kills are brutal, murderous, damaging, and honestly very thrilling. Like, I sat there's a couple of kills in here, one involving an ambulance that had my jaw on the floor laughing. The way that Elizabeth Banks actually directed those scenes were incredible and super entertaining, and it was just fun. Like, every moment with that damn bear is so fun, and that's like the way that I put it, is that this movie expecting anything more than that, you're walking in here just ready to be disappointed. I went into this just wanting a stupid time with a bear murdering people, and for about 75% of the movie, I got that. And I would say that 75% is some of the most fun that I've had in one of these throwback movies, whether it's down to the music or even the way that the movie is shot. In fact, I was just having a blast, and I love seeing that bear murder people. This is like the only time you'll ever hear someone say that. It's along the likes of, you have this oddball cast and this gigantic cast. You have Liotta, Keri Russell, Alden Ehrenreich, Margo Martindale, Matthew Rice, O'Shea Jackson Jr. I mean, the whole cast just goes on from there. I was very surprised to see how many familiar faces showed up in this movie, and I would say for a majority of the part, all of them were pretty damn entertaining. Of course, rest in peace to Liotta. From my understanding, I think this is his final movie, and he's fantastic in this movie. Just playing this coke drug dealer who wants his cocaine back, what you would expect, and it's fun. Along the likes of Alden Ehrenreich and O'Shea Jackson Jr., they were fabulous in here. I really loved their dynamic. I actually do want to give a shout out to two kids in here, Christian Convery and Brooklynn Price. Their dynamic was hilarious. Now, sometimes their storyline wasn't the best. We'll talk about that in the mixed aspects, but they were fun. Keri Russell was fun. What am I saying? Everyone in this movie was fun. No matter who I just mentioned, they all have one standout moment against this damn bear. Sometimes they do have to play it a little bit serious, and that's kind of when it dies out, and we'll talk about that in a second. But really much, Elizabeth Banks, she knew exactly the direction that she wanted to make for this movie. The concept exactly is what it is, and it doesn't try to take itself too seriously. Every time that bear is on screen, it is the best time of your life watching this. That's where I want to jump over my mixed aspects of some of the things that I think people might find not the best. And sometimes I found it to not be the best either, and I might repeat myself when I get to my cons, but some of the storylines in here, there's about like 4 or 5 different diverging storylines that all intersect and all interconnect, and some are entertaining and some are really not. And I think honestly some of those were not even needed, specifically the one with the kids. I think that's where it's going to get a little bit mixed. The kids are very entertaining, but the whole story of Keri Russell trying to find her daughter in this forest just really drags the pacing. And for a majority of the part, she has the piece of playing very straight to it all. She's very dramatic. She's overly dramatic. She's not really playing to the comedy. Sometimes her comedic moments work, but it's mostly because she's with the teenagers. And I wanted a bit more from her, per se. And I think her kind of leaned a little bit too heavy into the dramatic avenue. And I wish it would have pulled away from that and just kind of continued with the insanity of the cocaine bear. I think that's one of the things that does get a little bit mixed in here, is that the film does get bogged down by so many different storylines that you're sitting there waiting for the bear to come back on screen and to make it a little bit more enjoyable. There's so many different ones. I think overall, that's where a big piece of my con comes from. Some people might just be mixed on it. Some people might love it all. Some people might not. I'm mixed overall with all of them. Some of them I really liked, some of them I didn't. But that's where I kind of jump into my cons, and my cons really do state that there's just too many storylines going in here. I think this film could have been like 10, 15 minutes short, given the film is already very short. It's like only an hour and 32 minutes. And it's fun for that hour and 32 minutes, but I just really felt that some of these storylines could have been cut out. I would have been more intertwined with just seeing O'Shea Jackson Jr. and Alden Ehrenreich having to trek through this forest and survive a cocaine bear. And I think that would have been a little bit more fun as well. And I still think you could have had some of these storylines convene, but sometimes they focus a little bit too much on them for them to have like no ramifications whatsoever. I understand that's the point of the movie, but when the movie's trying to have one side of its tone, it does kind of clash with another side of the tone. And I think that's where the movie is I'm just pretty much trying to say that it has tonal issues. There will be definitely people now. I have to give a shout out to my friend Real James, who posted this clip from Glass Onion. I'm going to show you it, because that is exactly the way that I kind of feel about this movie.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb.
I feel about that in a good way. This movie is entertaining. It's fun. I think if you go into this movie and you don't have some sort of fun, you're just a negative Nancy. Because the movie is stupid. It knows it's stupid. It's an overly extended SNL skit. Take that as what you will. SNL skits, when they go on too long, are sometimes not the best, but they still have their moments in between them. And that's where I go as far to say Cocaine Bear is fun. It's entertaining. It's bloody. I really dug the kills in here. And anytime that bear's on screen, he is the star. I overall dug about 75% of this movie, and that's why I'm going to give Cocaine Bear a C+. Not just for cocaine, but because that's how I feel on the movie. Interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this movie. I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy this as one this weekend. Again, it's an 80s throwback. Have fun with it for what you will. Leave your thoughts down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, until next time, stay classy.